So the title was Thriving in the Unknown. And that question, what is the unknown? That question was really posed, or that term, the unknown, is posed from the Toltec teachings. And the Toltec teachings is a concept of the known, the unknown, and the unknowable. So it's the known, the unknown, and the unknowable. And they have very specific definitions in the Toltec teachings. And you can read this up in Carlos Castaneda's works of teaching of Don Juan. But the known world is everything we know around us. I know I'm sitting in this chair. I know I'm at New Thought Center. I know I'm in Hawaii. I know in front of me, which you can't see, those on the camera, is a beautiful blue ocean. It's my known worlds. We each have our own known world. And the challenge we have is that we're inclined to defend our known world, making the assumption that it's everyone else's known world as well. And just because I know my world, I assume it's the only world which is correct. So think about that. The unknown in the Toltec teachings is the world which we can still reach, which we can still learn, we can still access, that which we have no knowledge of, or that which we think we may have knowledge of, but we don't know with certainty. As human beings, we have an extraordinary capacity to reach into many, many realms. What prevents us from doing so is our sheer laziness. We'd rather be couch potatoes in front of the TV, allowing extraordinary images to infiltrate our thoughts, and then we declare that's our known world, and we will defend that world. And that is absolutely madness, to defend a world which we see in a glass panel on the wall as the only world, and then go onto Facebook and enter into endless arguments that that world is correct and yours is wrong, or your interpretation of what you saw on your channel, on your program. That word program, we are being programmed through these glass panels on the wall to adopt whoever it is writing the programs, to adopt their known world, or how they would like you to see the known world. So the unknown is that capacity to actually switch that thing off and go into the vastness. Einstein, I believe it was, said we only use something like 10% of our capacity, of our brains. Again, in the shamanic training, they call that the illumination or the awareness on the auric cocoon, and how it actually penetrates our awareness. So it's almost like a beam of light or awareness or consciousness coming in, and it's like a lens on this auric field around us. And what we do, we anchor our sense of reality in one place, and we allow that beam of light to create a sense of reality. Think of a magnifying glass. If you hold it in one place with a sunbeam, it will burn a hole in that piece of paper. Magnifying glass does not know it can move. It will just keep on burning a hole in that piece of paper, and it will become fixated on that. We're doing the same by watching the same programs over and over and over. Eventually we burn a hole in our consciousness. We actually burn through it and we become unconscious. The unknown would be taking that magnifying glass and just shifting it slightly. And guess what? When you do that, you don't burn the hole in the paper anymore. You keep on moving it, you'll illuminate a lot more of that paper. You can turn that magnifying glass 360 degrees around you, and you'll illuminate this huge amount of information. So that's the same as how we assemble reality. When we're born, we assemble reality to conform to the world we are living in today. That, of course, is for a very good reason, so we can function in this world, within the rules of this world, the codes of this world. But then we forget that's the only function it was there for. We then start believing they are the only rules, the only codes. They are not. But we have forgotten that. So our job, as in the reading we had, was beautiful, to become enlightenment. It's taking the light of that magnifying glass and moving the light to another position. allowing yourself to find a new place of reality, a new place of wonderment, a new place of the unknown, so that can become the known. But it takes effort. The effort is to get off that couch or to switch off the remote control and stop for a while. Just stop. The unknowable, so we have the known, the unknown, the unknowable. The unknowable in the Toltec teachings is that which we as humans are incapable of knowing, or incapable of knowing. In their traditions, the concept of God is an unknowable concept. It is beyond the human capacity to know this concept of God. However, what do we do as humanoids? We try and define the concept of God, and then we go and defend our concept of God, saying, I know God, because I've now defined it, therefore I need to defend that. And we go into wars and we kill each other over our concept of God. Of course, the Toltec tradition say that's absolute sheer madness. What on earth do you want to do that for? So they do not enter into those kind of discussions. The unknowable is the wonderment. We will not know it as long as we remain incarnate in a human body. Perhaps when we leave the human body and we're no longer incarnate and bounded by the human body, we may get to know some of that. Again, who knows? That's part of the unknowable. So being in the unknown, and what is this thriving in the unknown about? It's acknowledging that there's an amazing, amazing world around us. It's acknowledging that what we fixate on is a tiny part of the extraordinary world around us. It's knowing that if we can just get out of our addiction to what seems to have become an adrenaline rush these days, as we leap from one crisis to another crisis, we get out of that mode. We go into that stillness, that meditative space. A lot more will be revealed to us. The concept of knowledge versus wisdom comes into this. Knowledge is a man-made concept. I can only learn knowledge through books and listening to things and absorbing what others tell me. That's knowledge. So what I see through my TV screens, I see through the Facebook or through Google or YouTube. That's just knowledge. There is no wisdom in that. Wisdom is what lies within you. Wisdom is the place where the spirit within you will go and tap into that knowledge and discern what is right for where you are on your specific journey, not where other people wish you to be. So that sense of enlightenment is to finding the inner wisdom, because wisdom is within each of us. And we're finding ourselves very strongly in this space of separation. And separation is separation from what? It's separation from the God within, the Christ-light within, the I am, the soul aspect, the totality of who we are. It's separation from identifying as a pure spiritual being. It's allowing ourselves to descend into the physical, dense reality of this world. And in the last few months, it's a final separation from other people as well. The separation is almost complete. And we know how that feels. It's meaningless. There's a void in that separation. There's a lack of sense of purpose. The I am is almost dead. But that separation has been created for a reason. There are those who wish us to remain separated, for in separation is where control takes place. In separation is how you can manipulate and you can project your known world or your agenda onto others in that separation. And here we have to say the separation is mainly to do with the separation from the soul self, more so than from other human beings around you. That soul aspect's been separated. This has been going on for millennia. Organized religions teach us separation. They teach us the only way back to God is through others. That is nonsense. God never left you. You left him. God is always within you. You are one with God. There cannot be otherwise. Otherwise you would not simply exist. There is no option but to be one with God. No option but to be one with Spirit. You are spiritual beings. The separation from that is a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. It's something, and this year, for those watching, I'm actually going to, if you haven't realized by now, to pure channeling mode. And from the guides, that travesty is you are born a spiritual being, you're born this person. You're born with this wonderment, you're born to bring awareness to this planet, to accelerate your personal growth. It's in the dense realms of planet Earth that we accelerate our learning. It's a gift to be here. Let's not reject or spoil that gift. However, there are those out there who would wish to separate you. Likewise, we come to the petty rules and regulations. Of course, rules and regulations are important, but they're the ones which serve mankind. They're the ones which keep you alive. They're the ones which help your soul self, your soul aspect, your human body thrive. Driving on the same side of the road is a useful rule and regulation. It's no point if we all choose which side to drive on and just be chaotic. It doesn't work that way. However, there's some rules and regulations which are there to control and to manipulate. Again, we ask you to discern those. We don't ask you to rebel against them. We ask you to go within your heart, within your inner self, within your soul aspect, and ask, dear God, what is it within me that is being separated? What is it within me which is being controlled? What is it within me which I need to resolve? What is it within me which is creating the anger within me, which results in me going out and rioting and projecting that anger outward from me? Dear God, how do I take personal responsibility for what is in me? How do I take personal responsibility to not project my anger onto others, not to hurt others? I understand the hurt is within me. I understand I need to process that hurt. I need to heal from that hurt. What can I do to heal from that hurt? And we go into the silence. For that is where the unknown sits. That is the silence. That is the peace. We invite the unknown in. We invite our spirit guides. We invite our teachers. We invite God in to give us information, give us that wisdom. Whilst we're being distracted by television, while being distracted by Facebook, while being distracted by opinions and thoughts of others, we cannot go within to find our inner truth. It does not work that way. So we ask, dear God, to give me an opportunity to go within, to find that inner truth, to find that inner peace, to find that enlightenment, to find the wisdom which I truly am. For I am connected with one. I am one with God. I am God, in fact. And how do we do that? There is no magic pill for this. There is no magic pill. It comes to a time, and this is where those of you who follow Joseph Campbell's work, The Hero's Journey, it comes to a time where we go into that place of crisis, the nadir, the dark night of the soul, where nothing makes sense any longer. We're either pushed there, or we go there willingly, or we fight, and we're shoved into that place. Collectively, we are being pushed there at the moment. Collectively, we're being invited to go in there and process this stuff. Collectively, we're being given this gift. It's a gift we're being given. We're being invited to go in there. For in there, and again, we go to Stanislaus Grof, the amazing transpersonal psychologist, his work, he talks about spiritual emergency. At the moment, we are in spiritual emergency. It's a spirit within us which is in emergency. It's in crisis. Sure, the images on your television look like the outer world is in crisis. That's just a projection of the inner world. For we know that everything starts from within. It does not start from without. So, we look at the inner world, we're in spiritual emergency. Take that word emergency. If you remove the why on the end of emergency, you understand the why, you resolve the why, you're left with emergence. That why is not going to be found outside of you. That why is going to be found inside of you. Why am I in this place of emergency? Why am I in that place of crisis? What is not working for me any longer? So again, the guides tell us that we are in a place of amped up or ramped up vibrational frequency the planet's going through. We can no longer be the same. That's no longer an option. We want to go back to the old normal. That's not going to happen. There is no old normal left. The past is the past. The future is unfolding and will unfold based on your consciousness and your level of enlightenment. It will unfold uniquely and differently for everyone, so therefore there is no new normal to unfold. The only normal there is your own personal, very, very personal normal. There is no collective normal. So you're being asked to find what works for you. If anger, resentment, fear, guilt works for you, by all means, stay there. It's free will, it's personal choice. Some have to process that still. But you don't need to be there. That's a free will, that's a choice. You've got choice to step out of that place. You've got a choice to step into the light, to become enlightenment. Allow the light to surround you. Allow yourself to unplug from the matrix. Unplug from everything around you. Just go to that stillness. The extraordinary stillness, the stillness of spirit. The stillness of light. The stillness of who you already are. Stop fighting it. This stuff is not hard, because it's already who you are. What is hard is staying separated from who you already are. That takes effort. It takes effort to stay an adrenaline junkie and rush in front of the TV and find out what the latest crisis is. That takes effort. The rest is who we are. It's normal, it's natural. Let's go into who we are. We're normally loving, joyful, caring beings of light. Love comes naturally. Hate is learnt. Let's go back into the place of love. Each one of us, each one of you has your guides, your healers, your teachers, whether you know it or not. That doesn't matter. Just know you are being looked out for. Know you are loved. Know you are cared for. Know you are part of the light. Know you are light. Anything which does not feel right, just stop. It takes effort to carry on. It doesn't take effort to stop. Just stop. You don't need to respond to the latest post on Facebook. Just stop. At some point in time, you'll start recognizing the patterns that hold you trapped in the place. You'll recognize those patterns. And you have a choice then to either look at them and say, guess what? They're just patterns. That's when the unknown becomes the known. And so rejoice in the unknown. Rejoice in the stillness. Rejoice in that place. Rejoice in the unplugging. Rejoice in thriving in the light. And that's what this is about. And all the guides here with us. By the way, those watching in, New Thought Center, the Lanai here is always full of spiritual beings. They congregate here, they collect here. Whether you're aware of it or not, when you come to the service here, they're always here. Those who can see the place is full. Just takes 2 or more people to be here, and they come. So
someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. Brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people someday